Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the 1Million by 1 Million podcast. This is Shramana Mitra. I'm here today with Utsav Somani from AngelList India. We're going to talk about the activities of AngelList India, which has launched relatively recently, although AngelList has been around for a long time. The India activities are relatively new, and we're going to learn about that from Utsav today. Utsav, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure.
So tell us about the investing focus of AngelList in India. How are you operating? How is it structured? And how is it different from the mothership?
Great. So AngelList was started off as a blog for giving sort of free advice to entrepreneurs. It started in 2007, and then in 2010 it morphed into AngelList. And it started off as most startups do, as an email list by Naval Ravikant and Nivi. And they started sharing interesting startups with a small group of angels who would sort of help these companies raise funds. And that evolved as they lobbied with SEC to get online fundraising approved through the Jobs Act, which got famously passed in, I think, 2012, 2013 in US by SEC. So that allowed people, accredited investors, to participate in these private fundraisers in the US. So 2013 was when we started investing online, and syndicates was the product which AngelList sort of pioneered in the world. So what syndicates really do, I mean, before we sort of explain anything about AngelList India, syndicates is where we sort of pioneered everything. AngelList is a very unique structure where syndicates are very unique structure where people, angels, can pool capital behind a single lead. Who has identified an opportunity and shared an allocation with his backers. And by sharing an allocation, he's able to earn a carry on that. And we pool capital in one single entity for the cap table of the startup. So any angel investing scenario has three pieces in the triangle. It's the entrepreneur, it's the backers. Backers are the people who have the capital but do not have the access, and leads who have the access but probably want to write larger checks in terms of capital. So syndicate solves for everyone by giving a single check to the entrepreneurs and not having them deal with multiple investors, backers who get access to the best deals, and leads who have good judgment and access to deals, earn a carry so they can act as a micro VCs. So syndicates solved all of that. We are now in 2018. We've done roughly, I think, over 2,000 startups have been funded through the AngelList platform globally. We're live in US, UK, Canada. India is when I joined AngelList India in 2016. We had to lobby with the SEC equivalent of India called SEBI. It's the securities boards and the regulator for India. Took us roughly 1.5 years to get this going up and running. We launched in 2018 January for India. It's the exact same model as how I explained syndicates are in US. So we've unlocked domestic liquidity for domestic startups. India is a very exciting geography where people are, I mean, it's getting all the attention in the world. We're still, I think, 1/10 the size of the global venture market especially compared to US. But I think we're growing really, really fast at a super accelerated pace with all the foreign capital. And AngelList India is really excited to be helping this mission grow and get quality companies funded in India.
Great. So now we're very familiar with the syndicates model in the US. How many syndicates have been set up in the Indian context in the last 4 months since launch?
So, sure. So we have, I think, 20 syndicate leads. Out of that, 5 of them have done one deal or more on the platform. We've shared cap tables. We've closed 10 transactions. I'm happy to say this out loud. Only one has been announced, though. The first one was a blockchain company, which we syndicated in January. That's the first one we announced. It was a round led by Matrix, and a small syndicate went from AngelList India. We've shared, so over the 10 deals, we've shared cap tables with all the best funds. Like the best funds, Matrix, Lightspeed. We've shared Omidyar. We've shared with Paytm, which is a big payments company, unicorn in India. We've done stuff with 500 startups. We've done a lot of good quality deals. And these are deals which you wouldn't see on any other platform or offline network. So how angel investing in India is structured is that we have these offline angel networks which are sort of working as glorified investment banks. Everyone's taking a 2% cut out of the fundraise which they help. We're closely aligned to a venture model than to an angel network model. So that's where AngelList is truly trying to do something unique for the Indian ecosystem. It took us 1.5 years to lobby with the regulators. but we're glad that I think the leads are also enjoying this. It's been 3.5 months. I think we'll activate a lot more new leads and a lot more newer folks to sort of back these syndicate leads.
So I'm going to double click down on a bunch of different points that you made in that introduction. First and foremost, the model. You said the angel networks like Mumbai Angels and Indian Angel Networks work like glorified VC funds versus AngelList. So elaborate and contrast what are the fee structures.
I wouldn't want to get too controversial, but what basically everyone is structured in a different way, and they help sort of different set of people sort of participate in deals. The offline angel networks are places where people like to meet companies, see them pitch in person, and sort of take a longer decision cycle. What we enable at AngelList syndicates is that people write lower check sizes, but we pool capital and people make faster decisions. So it's every side, every coin has two sides, and similar to the angel investing scenario in India as well. Angel networks solve a different purpose. AngelList solves a different purpose.
But what about the fee structure, though? You did specifically mention the fee structure.
Yeah, so our fee structure is closer to a sort of a venture model where we take a portion of the carry on exit. So we are closely aligned to the success of the company. We will not chase numbers. We will never beat our chest saying that, okay, we've done like sort of 100 million in raises or all of that. We'll always say that these are the companies we've helped. These are the cap tables these are the co-investors we've shared cap tables with, and these are the IRR numbers we're expecting to deliver.
So AngelList is acting more like a venture fund. You're saying that the angel networks in India are working more like investment banks.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Now,
we are actually registered as a venture fund with the regulator. So what we do is in terms of the regulators or the regulatory view that we take, we're creating these deal by deal LPs. So instead of doing like a blind pool of capital, how traditional VCs work, we actually create LPs on a deal by deal basis. So LPs can actually choose what deals they participate in. So that's really the uniqueness of this syndicate model.
Right. So now, how does that structurally get played out in India based on your regulatory infrastructure there? So is the deal that one of your syndicate leads are making, is that an AngelList vehicle investment, or is it an SPV, special purpose vehicle?
So it's a parent entity which is registered with the SEBI as a venture fund. It's called an angel fund. And that's the name or the category of the venture fund we're registered with at SEBI. And below that, whenever a syndicate lead signs up on a deal, we create a sort of a sub SPV below that parent entity on a deal by deal basis. And this is created on the fly. So there is substantial cost to us. We have to carry that cost.
But that's an internal entity. That's not a registered entity that is relevant for SEBI.
No.
That is an internal entity.
No, it is regulated with the SEBI. We have to file proper scheme documents with the SEBI. Yeah, we have to file proper scheme documents, everything. You have to submit quarterly reports to the regulator as well, that who were the LPs in a particular deal. They have to, we're literally the most regulated angel investing vehicle in the country.
Yeah, it's a complex structure. It's an orders of magnitude more complex structure than that any regular venture fund, because you're doing it at two levels.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, got it. And do you have a sense of what pool of capital have you amassed in AngelList India at this point?
I wouldn't be comfortable disclosing that at the moment.
Okay. All right. And what size checks are we talking about? You said you are co-investing with all the top VC funds in India. So, I guess there are two questions in there. First and foremost, what is the check size from the AngelList syndicate, and what are the details of working with these venture funds? Because the way we view angel money is it's a precursor to venture money. But if your requirement is that a VC needs to be in the deal, that changes the nature of the investment.
Exactly. So that's actually a very good point. So how angel networks are structured, even in India, I forgot to highlight that. is that people go to angel networks to build an entire round out. They probably want to pitch the entire seed round of 200K, 300K, 500K to the entire network and raise that entire capital. So that's why the decision cycles are much longer. At AngelList, we're a place where you have strong social signals in a deal. You see that there are some brand name VCs who have a track record and have good judgment and have sort of priced the round. Then at Angel, who's sort of like a hustler, or you can say that he's sort of more active in finding deals and hunting deals. He says, gets an allocation of say 100K out of like $1 million round. And out of that 100K, he puts in 10K himself. 90K he shares with his backers. And once that syndicate is pooling into, it gets pooled into one single check of 100K, the lead on an exit will earn a 15% carry on that 90K, which he's not even put himself. So people pay for access on AngelList. You get access to the best deals, and the lead gets paid for his efforts. So we are clearly.
And what is the benefit for a VC to have these angels in the deal? Well, why would VCs want? I mean, as far as I can see, that it's a story of too much capital and too few good deals. So why would you, whatever deal you have access to, why are you going to let these angels come into these deals?
Absolutely. So Naval Ravikant, our founder, he's famously said this line, which sort of resonates with me always, that venture capital is a combination of three things: money, control, and advice. And at every level, all of this is going to get bundled. And even on a cap table, you probably have one VC who's, I mean, if it's an early stage deal, the VC will probably not spend too much time helping your company out. But if you have, say, 10 value-added backers on your cap table who are rooting for your company, they can help with hiring, they can help with marketing, or just even talking about your company at the right touch points. That adds so much more value than even one single venture capital check where they probably send one analyst just to like help your company out on a very rare occasion. So you really want these 5, 10 value-added backers which you can choose. And instead of crowding a cap table, we pool them into one single entity. So you actually get one single check, but you actually have 10 brains behind your success.
And what direction does the deal flow? Is it the VCs who are coming to AngelList, or AngelList is going and chasing these deals from the VCs?
We have, so how AngelList is structured, syndicate leads, we are literally the largest tech-enabled scout platform in the world. We have these globally, we have over 200, 250 leads who are finding these allocations, right? So we are more of a product company than a service company. So our product, or the syndicate product and the platform it's the largest startup platform. You can use the product to pool capital, and all of this is provided by AngelList. You go do the work of the actual work of finding deals, finding allocations. We've seen incoming deals from syndicate leads like smaller institutions. We've seen large institutions bringing their own set of backers, but just to clean up the cap table, they pool into one single entity. Then we've seen these operator angels. These operator angels are typically people who can't write large checks. They've not had large exits and stuff, but they're successfully running like mid-sized companies and do not have that kind of liquidity. So we've seen so many different personas that it's amazing that what we're enabling is truly fun.
And which of these personas is dominant in India?
In India, so we've activated, I think, 5 or 6 leads. I think the operator angel is really the most dominant category for us. And we like them. They have good judgment. They have good access because they're well looped into the entrepreneurial ecosystem. People come to them for advice. Sometimes they can use AngelList syndicates to write a much larger single check.
Okay.
And it's a super private. Yeah, please.
Go ahead, please.
So AngelList is super private. Syndicates are meant to be run as private clubs by the syndicate lead itself. So unless you're invited or accepted into that club, you will not see what he's sharing with his backers. And even then, he can control it to the minutest details that he wants a fintech entrepreneur, fintech backer from, say, Bangalore. So all of this is like so micromanageable that it just makes the fundraising process much more controlled.
Yeah. Okay. And what, in terms of sector, what are you seeing? Can you talk about the different sectors that are becoming more visible on AngelList India?
We're seeing a good bunch of fintech companies, to be honest. I think a lot of people are attempting a whole bunch of new solutions in the fintech space. We're not seeing anything in e-commerce. We're actually doing one really interesting consumer brand play, which is like an offline chain of outlets. So we're seeing, literally, we're open to doing all kinds of things as long as it's behind good capital. We really want somebody else to be that main guiding light before we sort of lend our structure to that entity or the cap table.
I see. Okay. So the due diligence is happening at the venture capital level. It's the same model as Silicon Valley Bank here that lends to startups, but only if there is a VC already in the deal. So the due diligence is outsourced to the VC.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So venture debt.
But that is not true about AngelList in the US. In the US, angels do deals directly without that kind of due diligence.
Actually, you'll be surprised that most of our angel deals are part of. They have some institutional capital always, and even in US, we have some sort of our own access funds, which are sort of index funds, which people can use as more passive vehicles and control. Yeah. So we have an investment committee which sort of gives early liquidity to any syndicate before we even take it out to the syndicate backers. So it's sort of more assured liquidity when coming to bringing a deal to the table, because rounds in US are way more fast-paced and competitive than they are in India at the moment. I expect that to be the case.
There are about 700 micro VCs operating in the US ecosystem at the moment. So it's a very, very liquid situation, and they're all looking for good deals. And it's really a story of too much money, too few good deals. So what about geography? Is it all just India deals, but anywhere in India, or do you have pockets in India? You want to just do Bangalore deals, or what is the constraint?
I don't think geography has ever been a concern for us, to be honest. As long as it's an Indian company and good social signals, we're happy to help the entrepreneur out. And but
I would say, let me caveat that though, the VCs don't necessarily go too far outside of I would say 5 major metros even.
Yeah, so that's why we have the largest set of advisors and syndicate leads in all parts of the nation, right? Chennai, Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay. The obvious ones, of course, are covered. We have got folks from smaller cities as well. But I think all of these companies anyways end up moving to the large metros because tech talent is not that distributed yet in India. You'll probably have to shift to Bangalore or Bombay or Delhi to focus on building a large outcome.
Okay, great. What else is interesting in your structure that is worth discussing that I have not discussed with you yet or asked you about?
I think you've pretty much covered everything. I'm super excited there's some really good companies coming out of India. We've helped some really fantastic entrepreneurs. And
Can you talk about them? Do you have constraints about talking about portfolio companies?
Yes, I would. I mean, it's too early in the day for us to be disclosing some names. Only the first one has been announced. It's an Elemental Labs. It's sort of a middleware company that's doing blockchain-based services and now sort of doing a blockchain-based API for companies to quickly deploy blockchain governance systems in their organizations. It's not anything to do with crypto, but actually like the real blockchain underlying technology behind it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of blockchain startups coming out right now. And what about, you said you're seeing a lot of fintech in your deal flow. What is the regulatory environment in India? What are the signals that you're picking up from the regulatory environment and the bodies in India?
You'd be surprised. So fintech is actually one of those spaces which has got the most attention. And it's also got government intervention, especially after things like demonetization and the government launching their own sort of payment sort of public-private partnership called NPCI, the National Payments Corporation of India, which has launched UPI. So when WhatsApp launched their own sort of peer-to-peer payment system, the first one in the country for WhatsApp, first one in the world for WhatsApp, it really created some buzz. I mean, payment is a super hot market in India. And I mean, numbers are not that favorable when you come to credit card companies. I think out of a population of 1.some billion, there are only, I think, 20 million or 15 or 20 million unique credit cards. So we're really, I think, going to skip the credit card generation and go to a space where people are transacting more in a peer-to-peer fashion. And Paytm and some of the other large companies are demonstrative of that.
Yeah. But besides payment, in the early stage fintech startups, what other types of applications are you seeing? What are the other types of use cases are people going for? I know lending is one of them. People are trying to get into lending.
Lending is one of them. We've done, lending brings the other side of the problem. So we're trying to do we've done one company which is trying to solve the other side of the equation where collections is a big problem. Because credit scoring is definitely leading to lending, and then lending leads to some bad assets, and how do you start collecting them? So we've done one company which is doing that. We've done a new banking system which, it's actually funded by one of the largest banks in the country. They're trying to help entrepreneurs and small, medium businesses. So 95% of the businesses in India are SMEs. And they're trying to solve problems for that in terms of reconciliation, in terms of, so GST, the goods and service taxes, which try to create a unified tax system in the country, created a lot of problems for a lot of working capital problems for a lot of these SMEs. So we've seen some solutions come out for that. ClearTax is doing really well. It was a Y Combinator funded company. They are trying to be the TurboTax of India and even more. So you see good, I think the first wave of companies was definitely trying to copy what happened in US. Then the next phase of companies was trying to do, I think the current and the present phase of fintech companies are trying to create really like unique Indian problems, solve for Indian unique problems.
Yeah, I first started covering startups in India back in 2005, and at that time there was hardly product startups, so we kind of took it upon ourselves to really promote product startups, and that started happening around the end of the decade and beginning of this decade. So that's where the fresh desks and all that came from. And then now, but it was a lot of concept arbitrage. In the beginning, it was a lot of concept arbitrage, and now there are more original ideas, more unique to India ideas. And I think the opportunity, I was actually encouraged to say that you're seeing a consumer brand company in your deal flow, because I think there is a real opportunity for building consumer brands using all the different things that have happened. Not just consumer brands, India-facing consumer brands, but there are also opportunities for doing global-facing consumer brands.
True. So I think one of the largest global B2C companies to come out of India is Zomato. That's a nice service product company. But offline consumer brands, India is a very aspirational market. People like to spend to show off. So, not show off, but at least like signal to the society that they're trying to be wealthy or they have attained some level of wealth. Of course, you have to have, that's probably because of the division and the disparity in the income levels in the country. So there is this level of aspirational spending, which a lot of brands are trying to go for. And that's a really interesting sort of CPG segment to go after, I feel.
Yeah, but it's true about all societies, right, that are, especially societies that are coming of age. There is this desire to show off, as you call it. And I think it is a desire to show off. You may want to sugarcoat it, but the truth is it is a desire to show off.
But I'll sort of caveat that thing by saying that something like Warby Parker, that's more desire for quality, I would say.
That is a desire for quality. That's different. Yes, that's different.
Yeah. Some of the
Chinese market is full of desire to show off types of things, right?
Yeah, so we're
luxury brands do very well in China because of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've covered quite a bit of ground, and it'll be interesting to see how you're moving with AngelList, and let's keep in touch. Audience, Thank you for listening today. Be sure to check out 1Mby1M.com, the free public roundtables. So any of you, if you need to work on your project, come on to the free public roundtables and we will work with you. These are working sessions and some of you are probably already using them. So see you at either those or at the next podcast session. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you, guys.